Hey there everyone, Drawin here. In this video I'm just going to be doing a tutorial on how I draw eyes. I actually held a poll on Twitter. I asked what video would people like to see from me next, and the one that got the most votes was a tutorial. There was just a speed paint, sketching video with commentary, a tutorial and an other option, and the most popular was a tutorial. So today I decided I was going to show people how I draw eyes, because I really like drawing eyes, and I felt like sharing how I draw them. It's a pretty straightforward tutorial though, because I'm not actually a very good teacher, so I was very anxious about doing my very first tutorial. So these are just 3 eye shapes that I might use, these 3. So yeah. Oftentimes I'll just draw like pages and pages of different eye shapes. It's like a very nice exercise to do, so you don't end up with like the same pair of eyes on each character. I like to also mess around with eyebrow shapes, because they're also part of the eye. When I'm actually lining these, I'm gonna vaguely go over how I would line these. I'll probably have my options, like my settings, my pen settings in the description, because I kind of do my line art a bit different from. I like to have a lot of control over my line art. So I could do a complete line art tutorial if people would like to see it, but I can vaguely go over before I kick into time lapse. Basically, what I do, I just sketch in. Like if there's like a really big line like this, I'll do it like really fast, and then go over it. I'm gonna be colouring all 3 of these eyes. I'm probably gonna do how I would draw like an android eye maybe for this one or something. They're all pretty much the same. This one's gonna be the eyes that I would draw on my persona, and this one would just be a regular human eye with a black pupil. I also like to get rid of the sketch layer a lot and zoom out and see what it looks like when it's zoomed out, because realistically people are only going to see it from about here. So if you've got a bit of a wobbly line or something, no one's really going to see it. But if it looks like really wobbly up close, like it does kind of here, kind of goes like that, rather than when you zoom out, no one sees it anyway. I try to have as clean line art as possible, but sometimes I just get kind of lazy and I'm just like, well, if no one sees it, then it's not really a problem, is it? Okay, now I'm just gonna go into time lapse, so you guys can just see me drawing all 3 of these sped up, and then we'll get into the colouring and some other stuff that I like to do sometimes. So, in a little bit. So now the line art is done, we can move on to colouring. I'm just going to move these three apart just a little bit. They're a bit cramped together. So how I actually colour in my lines. So first of all I make a new layer and I colour in the whites of the eye and the tear duct first. I always put in the tear duct. I can't remember why I started doing it, but I always felt it looked a bit, especially because I like to draw sharper looking eyes. I felt this part made the overall look a bit more, you know, edgy, as it were. That was so cringy. But, hold on. Before we do that though, I better start making the colour palette. So for the whites of the eyes, this part of course, and this part, I never do it quite completely white. I like to make it slightly off-tone white. So this pupil here is gonna be purple. So I make it as light purple as I can, as like very very light purple. Sometimes I'll do this thing where the outside will be off-white and then this very center, just nearing the iris, will be completely white. But I'm not going to do that in this tutorial. So generally what I do is, this is going to be the base color. It's very bright purple. So, and then, because this part here is going to be lighter, and obviously this part up here is going to be darker. So I like to go, on the color wheel I like to go slightly back. So next to purple is backwards, go left even, will be, start with going into the magenta. It just makes it look a bit more interesting. There's probably like a color theory thing behind it, but I haven't actually learned any color theory. But I think it makes it, yeah, it just makes it look a bit cooler to me. And obviously her pupil is going to be white, which is going to be this color. The tear duct, it depends what character you're doing. So then you just color this part in. So now that these two parts have been coloured in, I make a new layer and then add the base colour. So now you have the base colour, then you make another layer and you select layer clip if you're on Sai anyway. I'm not sure what other programs actually use the layer clipping tool. It might actually be called something else on other programs, but I'm using Sai and that's what it's called on Sai. You can also just be careful, like, because layer clipping means you can't draw out of the lines below, whereas if you did not have that selected, you'd be able to do that. The layer clip is very handy. Also, layer modes are your friend in this. Like, so for the first part, I like to, you know, just have this bland kind of, what do you call that? A gradient? Yeah, a gradient. And then I go in, make it look a bit more, like, I don't know, and I use the multiply layer mode, multiplayer. So, and then one final time I go on the layer and make another layer, like, just to get the top part the darkest. So now that's done. I usually don't use more than 6 layers, by the way, for the for this actual part of the eye. And this, of course, you don't need to blur all of this. You can have it like cell kind of shaded. I'll probably do that on this eye, even though oftentimes I don't do that. Okay, But that looks okay, I guess. I think I'm gonna have to make one more colour for this. I go really light into pink. Yeah. So you can use as many colours as you want. I like to add little dots. I'm not sure why I like to use it, but you can also use lines and the eye. It gives the same effect. Really. Also seen a lot of people just do. They get a very small brush all around the eye, like that. Which whatever looks good in your art style is what I say, or whichever one you like to do the most. I personally have used all three before. Right now I'm using dots because I like how cute it looks. And also when I just did adding all those lines, when I used to do them anyway, that used to feed my hand. Used to make my hand there. My hand really hurt after a while because I used to have lots of different layers. Like I think I used to use about like 10 layers just for the eyes alone. So I think that looks okay now. Finally, I add the pupil. Something I like to do sometimes is this. Lower it right down, going like that, so it kind of has that little glow behind it. I think it, you can't really see it, it's really subtle, but it looks nice to me. Okay, then finally we go above the line art layer. Take your darkest colour. In fact, you can even do it with a light colour. I think in this tutorial I'm going to try with a light colour because I've never actually done it with a light colour. I've always done this with a darker colour. And then going with white. One final thing I'll sometimes do. Take your lightest colour again, but then it looks kind of glossy then. Again, just keep messing around with the layers, the layer modes. Now moving on to the next one. In this one I'm probably going to kick into time up a little bit so this video doesn't go on, forever. So in this eye, I'm going to do it cel shaded. I'm really not sure how to cel shade for the eyes, which is why I usually don't do it. And now, just like before, go above the line art. Have either with that shadow there, or without it if you prefer the look of it like that. I think it looks better without it because of the style. Now for the final one. In this one I'm going to do a mix of both. This one's a slightly different eye. This is what I would do for like an android or something, or some kind of robotic or glass eye maybe. Again, this is going to be a mix of both, but going to be both cel shaded, and I don't know what you would call this. I just call it soft. So we have the cel shaded in the background, but like a soft shaded overlay. Try to go with the lighter people, make it obvious that they're not human. Of course, this doesn't have to actually be a robot eye. You don't have to exclusively use this for robots. This is what I would do for robots, or if I just wanted to have a bit of a change. And as always, finish off with the light in the eye. thank you everyone for watching. Next video will be out Sunday, as always. Probably just be a speed paint next week, honestly. See you later. Bye.